Good day, everyone. Welcome to Arakunrin Sheyi podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Sheyi Ogunshakin. And on today's episode of our podcast, I am here with Mr. Folabi Alawode, a recent law graduate from Olabisi Onabanjo University, who represented Nigeria and Africa at the Nuremberg Moot Court competition in Germany. He will be telling us his experiences at the competition with his colleagues and also giving us a snippet into his personal lifestyle. Kindly stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Arakunrin Sheyi podcast. So you're welcome back to the podcast. This is still Arakunrin Sheyi, and our guest will be introducing himself now. Mr. Afolabi, can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
It's a good day. My name is Afolabi Alawode. I graduated from Olabisi Onabanjo University last December, and I'm currently waiting to resume to the Nigerian Law School, which is going to be next year, 2025.
Okay, so it's nice having you on our podcast today. We'll be discussing on your experience at the Moot Court competition in Germany and also telling us some aspect of your life that motivated you to study law. So we'll be taking that after this short break. Kindly stay tuned. So could you tell us a bit about yourself and your background? How did you become interested in law?
Okay, yes, I'm from Osun State, and I'm the fourth child of my parents. We are five, and I'm from Osun State. What motivated me to study law? Growing up, what we were told was that law is the only profession, or the legal profession is the only profession that is lucrative when you are in art class.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just something I had to do. It took a while before I got admission to study law, but I was passionate about studying law.
I can relate to that aspect because you have to keep writing jam.
Exactly.
Especially when you are picking all these top-notch schools in Nigeria. Like, I don't want to mention their names. You have to keep trying until law is not a course that you just pick once and then get admitted once. When it's not this cheap.
But some of my colleagues were fortunate to have gotten it once.
That's luck. That's luck.
But mine took a while. I don't want to disclose it anyway.
Okay, so how did you become interested in law?
How did I become interested in law? The desire to make impact in the society. I think that was what made me become so passionate and interested in law. It is different that you are studying a particular course and you are so interested in it. I think mine is
like having passion.
Yes, it's just a passion that we want to make impact in the society.
So, how did you hear about the Nuremberg Moot Court competition?
Okay, so let me start by saying that if Muhammad does not go to the mountain will go to the Muhammad. That's I'll come back to that statement anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is not applicable in the world this day or in this current century. If you don't source for opportunities will not come for you. So, what we did was that we sourced for the opportunity because we wanted to go global, and we were so fortunate to get into the competition. We sourced for it ourselves, not that
it came directly from the school.
No, not at all. We have a team like that in my faculty that we search for opportunities that will be beneficial to us. That was what we did.
Okay, so what motivated you to participate in the competition?
Yes, I will be sincere this time around. We wanted to go global. We were tired of
just Nigerian
setting. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not trying to boast of our capacity anyway. As at 2022, we had already participated in about 2 competitions within the country, and we came first in the written round. So we felt like we were already tired of doing national.
So you want something global.
Exactly. So that is just it. Yeah.
So and then you're presenting the school. Does it have does it have any effect on you?
Well, I would say that is my biggest win so far. Since I've been born, I had never imagined myself doing something like that, or we had never imagined ourselves doing something like that. I mean, myself and my team, it just started like, oh, there's this opportunity, let us shoot our shot for it, and
just from planning and then it became reality.
Well, it took about 6 months. The competition took about 6 months, about 7 months or 8 months. It started in December 2022, and that was when the competition started. It was in different stages.
Okay, it was in stages, not that it was just going there once.
Not at all. No,
so you have been excelling from stage 1 to the final round.
Yes, wow. Exactly. Do you mind if I take you through this?
No problem.
Yeah, so the first stage is a motivation letter. You write a motivation letter telling the selection committee why you are interested in participating in the competition.
Okay, yeah, it's individually or as a team?
As a team, yeah. So, that was what we did. The motivation letter, we wrote it, and fortunately for us, I must acknowledge the efforts of our coach, Damilola Wotula. He finished from the Faculty of Law and Olabisi Onabanjo University, and he was the one that guided us through the whole process. So we started with the motivation letter. We wrote a motivation letter that took about 2 months, if I'm correct. And we submitted. After the motivation letter, we got a notice that we had already qualified to the written phase.
Wow.
Yeah, so the written phase, it involved writing arguments about a fictional case, if I'm correct. Yes, it's not a true life.
Fictitious case.
Yes, fictitious case. So we prepared our arguments for both sides, prosecution and defense, and but fortunately and unfortunately for us, let me put it like that, because it clashed with the time we were preparing for exams. So it really gave us a tough time.
Red flag.
Yeah, you understand. But owing to the fact that we had this determination to just excel regardless of the odds, we put in so much effort in doing that. So that was the written phase. So it was the written phase. I think about 125 teams participated in the written phase.
All over the world?
All over the world, exactly. And only 32 teams made it to the final round.
Sorry, were you the only team that represented Nigeria?
Well, the point is, a lot of teams also participated in the written phase, but we were the only team from Nigeria that progressed to the final round.
Wow.
Yeah, we are the only teams that qualified.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. And I must also state that our team came first in the written phase in Africa. So it was
it's something big, very, very big.
Exactly, it's a very big one, and the organizers had no option than to tell us that we had also qualified for funding. So the funding qualified our flight to Germany.
So it was all expense paid.
Exactly. So it also covered our visa fee. Wow. We received a stipend in Germany, daily allowance. So we also got accommodation. So it was really, we had a nice time in Germany anyway. And I just like I said it earlier that it's my biggest win yet, and I look forward to achieving greater things.
So how did the school receive the news of you going to Germany to represent Africa?
Well, I must state that this is not the I don't want to be so specific, but I know in time past we've had our seniors, like in the early 2000s we had seniors who also participated in a competition like that, though that one was within Africa. But when we told the faculty, when the faculty got to know, they were a bit surprised. It came as a shock, like,
because it's something they didn't expect.
Yeah. But we made them understand that when you continue to water a seed, you expect that seed to grow. So
it was their effort.
It was their effort. If you come to the Faculty of Law, I don't want to even tell you about it, but for everything that you do in Faculty of Law, you have to back it up with an authority. So it is a crime punishable with an F or E if you state a principle of law and you're not backing it up with any authority. So it is the effort of our lecturers, the faculty, that made it possible for us to go to Germany. So they were really proud of us. The dean, our staff advisors, our lecturers were really proud of us, and they supported us throughout the competition.
Wow, that's very, very impressive. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the podcast. This is still Arakunrin Sheyi, and if this is your first time of joining us, kindly make sure you follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music, and audio mark to Arakunrin Sheyi podcast, and also give a rating to our show. Thank you so much. I'm still here with Mr. Alawode Afolabi. He represented Nigeria and Africa at the Moot Court competition in Germany. That was last year. So what were the key legal issues or arguments that arose during the competition?
So the competition is centered on international criminal law. So let me just tell you what international criminal law entails. International criminal law is an area of law that deals with holding people accountable for the crimes they commit. It is called grievous crimes of
against humanity.
Yeah, we're not really crimes against humanity. It's a type of an international criminal law. It's a type of an international crime. So we have 4 types of international crime. The first one is war crimes. Those are crimes committed during war. We have rules of war too. The fact that 2 sides are fighting doesn't mean we can just do anyhow. So we have rules of war. Exactly. So that we also have crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity. Maybe you are intentionally denying a part of food. You are starving them to death. Something like that. That is crimes against humanity. We have other areas of crimes against humanity.
Okay.
Hold
on. I think I should just let our audience know that the first case in the Moot Court last Nuremberg was against the Nazi soldiers in Germany. Yeah. I think it was from 1945 to 1949, after the World War II.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The trial itself against the Nazi soldiers is trying to hold them accountable for
the
crimes. Yes, what they did during the World War II. So that is what international criminal law is all about. Holding people accountable for crimes they commit. Probably during war or in any instance and the rest of it. So I was talking about types of international crimes. We also have genocide. When you are intentionally trying to kill people of a particular tribe or maybe a particular religion.
I think there's Rwanda genocide. That was 1990s.
Something like that. Yeah. So we also have war crime of aggression or crimes of aggression, something like that. So it's 4 in total. So this one that we did was war crime. Yes, it was centered on war crimes. So the legal issue is it's revolved around intentionally destroying historical monuments and historical sites. So I want to give an example in Nigeria. I'm trying to look at. Yeah, very good. Let's make it. So sorry. Let's make use of Olumo Rock as an example. Just imagine that the monument in Olumo Rock or the Olumo Rock itself, we have a government that is intentionally trying to erase or destroy the Olumo Rock and everything associated with Olumo Rock. In the purpose of crime, maybe
probably estate or something.
Yeah, something like that. So it is. So the case that we worked on, it's just like Nigeria. In Nigeria we have different tribes. Yes. So let us assume that the government of Nigeria is currently ruled by an Hausa man, and the Hausa man or the government that is in control by an Hausa man is trying to destroy the history and historical monuments in Southwest. Or let me make use of IPOB. IPOB and federal government, they are currently into, it's called armed conflict. Yes. That is what it's called. So take for example that in East there are some historical sites and historical monuments that the soldiers of Nigeria are trying to destroy. So we were asked to prepare arguments for both sides, trying to see whether the particular soldier involved in that case is committed crimes or did not commit crimes. So that was the legal issue involved.
Okay, so how did you and your team approach this legal argument?
Well, we did a lot of research, and I'm not going to lie. It was a serious one actually. It was a serious one, and all thanks to Ubura, Fumilayo, and our coach, Mr. Damilola Awotula. We did it was a serious work. Like it took about a month or over a month before we could finish. We had to even suspend it. I'm not joking, bro. We had to even suspend it because of our exam. To the glory of God, we emerged victorious.
Okay, so how did you balance your personal life with the demands of the school and the competition?
Well, I don't even know how I did it anyway, because I don't know how I did it, and I also. Yes, I don't know how I did it. I think when the other ladies come, they will also tell you about their own personal experience. But when it was time for exam, I had to stress myself. I was just taking stuff to keep me awake so that I can read for exams. And I think I also had, of course, it was not my best result, but I had 4.75. GP in that particular semester. So it was a lot of work. Others did very well in their exams anyway. Of course, they are intelligent people, so we knew how we did that.
How were you able to like gather your teams together to get to the competition?
Well, yeah. So the point is, I know these people very well, and the two other ladies that I worked with or that we were in the team together, they are part of the people top in their class. I mean, top 3 in their class. So they're exceptional people. So when you are good, you don't have to. People definitely look for you. And of course, we've been on the same team in the past, so I knew that working with them is going to be a smooth ride for me. So I had no option than to just. We had no option than to just work with one another.
So did you get to know about the competition first? Like, did you get to know about the competition first?
Me? Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Yes, I knew about the competition first, and I told them about it.
Okay.
But it is usual for us to, when we see opportunities, we share with one another in our faculty.
That's very, very impressive. So getting all these kind of opportunities and calling together your classmates, even your juniors, is actually a good way so that others can also come together and get to learn and gather knowledge together. So we are still live on our Akorenche podcast with Mr. Folabi, telling us his experience in Germany and he was able to manage that in law school. There's more to come after this short break. Kindly stay tuned. Thank you for listening to our podcast. This means a lot to us, and do well to follow us on Spotify, AudioMac, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, Deezer, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Akorenche Podcast, and do well to follow us on all social media accounts with the name Akorenche. Don't forget to share with your families and friends. Thank you. So welcome back to the show. This is still our Akorenche podcast. So Mr. Falabi, how did you balance your personal life with the demands of the school and the competition?
How did I balance my personal life? Well, let me say that I don't really have other things I'm doing. All through my stay I'm not sure I attended parties up to 3 times.
You're not the party goer.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm always, anything I'm involved in is probably related to law or something closely related to law. Yeah, so I occupied 2 leadership offices in my final year, and what else? I don't really have any personal life aside from law or aside from school.
So no party moments, no.
Yeah, there were no party moments actually, but and I'm always with my phone too. I'm always doing something on the internet or trying to get an information, reading about stuff that does not concern me.
Okay. Do you have any specific routines or habits that help you stay focused and motivated during your law school journey?
Reading about people's successes, I think it motivates me, and that was the thing that kept me going. Reading about people who moved from nothing to something, people who moved from Nigeria to getting fully funded opportunities to study abroad. I think that was the only thing that kept me going. So I didn't really have anything like that. That was the only thing.
So when you got the news that you were representing Africa in the competition, what were your, how did you react to it that day?
Well, the point is, I before Godaman, personally at some point we wanted to give up because it was just too demanding. It was not easy
because of the stress for exam and school.
I'm telling you, because I think there's this proverb or something like that says that using one stone to kill two together, it's possible that you lose the two.
Yes.
So at some point I was like, this I was like, my academics is my utmost priority now. That I should just focus on my academics. It's not even sure that you even qualify in the first place. That was our thought then. That was my own thought. Let me just personalize it.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I saw the news that we had already qualified, I was very happy. I think I shouted. Yes, I shouted.
It's something worth shouting for.
Exactly, because when you don't believe yourself and you get to see that I'm what
more than what
yes,
thought you are.
You understand? So I was like, I'm not small. People that and the point is, I've also read stories of people that have also traveled out like that, and I'm always excited to read people's story. So I felt that on my own time to ask come for people to celebrate and people to get motivated.
And you are really celebrating. You're representing Nigeria, representing Africa at the International Criminal Court competition in Germany. Is quite impressive and motivating. So there's still much to talk about after this short break. Don't go anywhere. This is still Arakunrin Seyi podcast. Okay, welcome back. This is still Arakunrin Seyi podcast. So, Mr. Falabi, what role did your support system, such as your family, friends, or mentors, play in your success story?
The point is, I'm grateful to the type of friends and family that I came from, and the people that I associate myself with. I remember that there was a particular time that I think it was during that scarcity. I don't know. I think is that what it's called?
Scarcity.
Yes. That we were writing the written phase. That we that written phase time, and I remember a friend sent money to me, and I had to sub over like 6,000 naira that time. So that I can be online to do the research, because the research was an internet-based research. So I had very supportive friends, and my friends were always encouraging me, do this, do that, go this way, and mentors. Yes, just like I said, our coach, he did a great job actually.
The coach must be very sound.
Yeah,
kudos to him.
Exactly. Let me just briefly tell you about him. He's the first law graduate to have finished with, let me say, triple first class. He did diploma, he finished with the first class, a bachelor's of law first class, and also went to the Nigerian Law School to finish with the first class in OU anyway. I don't know about other schools.
I must see the impact of his work on your career, because it's really impressive. For triple fourth class and coaching for the competition and then winning first in Africa is something very, very impressive. So your friends and families too,
exactly. Friends, families, just checking on you. A little message, or just one message counts. Just saying, Falabi, well done, kudos, I wish you the best. It goes a long way, keeping you motivated. And I had a very good time, because of the support.
Circle of friends must be really encouraging, and the lecturers too in the school.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so let's not talk about that. Okay, so were there any specific challenges you faced while preparing for the competition?
Yes, specific challenges, yes, and I must also say, I think I should have stated this earlier, but finally I'm stating this now. The competition, the area of law that we worked on is not something that we were taught in school. But one thing about law, just like Lord Dennis said, is that God forbid that a lawyer knows all the law, but a good lawyer knows where to find the law. So in Faculty of Law, the first course that you do is legal method. And what is legal method? Legal method is a course that teaches you how to reason like a lawyer. So our foundation in legal method, it was one that broadened our knowledge to think like a lawyer. So in fact, if you bring a case to me and I practically have no knowledge about it, of course I can't just say that, I don't know it. What I'm supposed to do is to go and read about it, find out how to go about it. But the most important knowledge I need is how to reason like a lawyer. So it was challenging for us, I must really say, because it was not an area of law that we were taught in school. So we had to do thorough research. We had to thorough research. We had to do a lot of reading different cases, decided cases of the International Criminal Court, and all that. So it was. I must confess that it was challenging.
How did you overcome this challenge?
How did I overcome the challenge? It's just that determination.
The determination to succeed. Yeah,
the determination to succeed. The determination to go global.
So, how did you envision your future career in law?
The point is, yes, I believe that God rules in the affairs of men, and I believe that I'm looking up to God to direct
my
path to be successful. But at the same time, just like I said, I see myself, making impact in the legal profession, not necessarily in Nigeria, but in the legal profession generally, contributing to the jurisprudence of any area of law that I'm what do I call it?
Specializing.
Yeah, specializing, exactly. But as it stands now, I think I have this flair for technology law, for artificial intelligence, AI, criminal justice, and probably public international law and intellectual property. What I'm just trying to do is just I want to study. I want to focus more on technology and the impact of technology when it comes to anything that law is involved in. Yeah, so let us say that the police is trying to use technology to maybe prevent crime. I want to look at how feasible it is and how compatible it is with our laws or the constitution, the human rights that we have, and other existing laws. So that is exactly.
Oh, okay. So, how was your experience at the Nuremberg Moot Court? How has it shaped your aspirations?
Yes, the experience it has helped me, not to belittle myself. That nothing is impossible, and that you can do great things. In fact, you can do greater things, and the greatest, you can do big things from small places.
Because something like that is not something that just come by easily.
I'm telling you, it has also made me believe that the education I'm getting here, is I don't want to say it's world-class enough, but is enough for me to compete or to interact with my colleagues or lawyers from other parts of the world. That they don't have to wait to. The people that we also met in Germany from other schools from United States, UK, Spain, Germany, and other Asian countries. They don't have to wait. They just want it, and they have access to more materials than us because. Of course, the education system in these developed countries
is different from Nigeria.
So, but then I believe that if I also have access to these authorities,
they have done excellently.
Of course, they don't have to wait, and I believe that I'm okay. I'm going to go for any opportunity.
That self-conviction is
exactly.
Okay, we are still on our current podcast. There's still more to discuss with Mr. Afolabi. Kindly stay tuned. So, Mr. Afolabi, how were you able to interact with the students from other countries at the competition?
We interacted so well. There is no big deal in interacting with people from other countries. Our coach had already told us not to, do any form of forming of accent and something that we should express ourselves
the way you are.
Yeah, the way we are. That of course they are going to understand. So, it was nice meeting people from different countries of the world.
And you're the only African country represented there.
A team also came from Kenya. Just 2 teams made it to the oral rounds. A Nigerian team and we from Nigeria and the team from Kenya. Yeah. So I think we stayed in the same hotel with people from Philippines and Cambodia, or maybe India or something like that. But we met people from India, from Germany, from Singapore.
So the worldwide competition.
Exactly. We met people from Australia. In fact, we met a Nigerian lady who schools in the UK.
So she represented the United Kingdom.
University of Glasgow. She represented the University of Glasgow. She finished from University of Nigeria, but she's currently doing her master's in Glasgow. So she was even so surprised to see us that.
Wow. So that means the competition is not only meant for undergraduates.
Yeah, for master students, graduate students.
Okay. So lastly, Mr. Afolabi, what advice would you give to other students who aspire to excel in the academic and extracurricular pursuits too?
Yeah, one thing I tell people is you have to set priorities right. Set priorities right, and you can't be engaged in everything. Just set your priorities right. And what do I mean by that? If you have a business
as a student,
I would not advise that you get yourself involved in something else. It should be business and probably academics. And if people get involved in so many things. You have a person that is doing business, goes to doing different type of business itself. He's into politics, occupying leadership offices, and at the same time you have a demanding academics that you have to pay attention on. In the long run, you might not really be successful in all of these things.
Of them, yes.
Yeah, so it is important that you set priorities right. During my own time, it was just academics and extracurricular activities, and the extracurricular activities is
within the
something
same
related.
academic.
You understand? It's something related to law, and aside from the few leadership offices that are occupied, in school. So I would just advise that you set priorities right, and you believe in yourself, and you also make friends with like-minded people, and you
share your goals.
Yeah, exactly. You reach out to seniors that will definitely guide you, because I believe that guidance is also important too. No one can survive in isolation. You need people to guide you, people that have been there before. So look for seniors who also did great things when they were in school, and reach out to them to seek for their help so that they can guide you, they will put you through. And I think another thing that is very important is the set of friends that you associate yourself with. If you associate yourself with people that are involved in frivolities, you also become passionate about that frivolities. But if you become friends with career-oriented people, goal-oriented people that are really passionate about their future, people that are really passionate about investing in their future, you probably want to do something like that. I think all of my friends, I have different type of friends. I have friends.
Exactly, you have to keep them in their category.
Yeah, you understand. But my close friends are people that we discuss life together, we discuss academics, we discuss how to make impacts, we discuss how to organize programs that will benefit people. Those are the type of friends I kept with my very close friends, people that will read together and do all sorts of things together. So that is just it. Set priorities right, make good friends that would positively shape your life or impact your life, and reach out to people to help you. Seek advice and guidance from seniors, and most importantly, you have to make God first in everything that you do. God is very important, because I believe that God rules in the affairs of men. If you are trying to do something and God says no, of course it's going to be impossible. So you have to believe in God and pray to God for guidance and protection.
Okay, so tell us your last question. Tell us your sweetest memories in school.
Sweetest memory in school? Did I really have any sweetest memory? I think probably, I don't want to say when I traveled to Germany in any way.
If you're not going to say that for us to be the one, that's actually what I'm going to say.
Yeah, so I think it was when we traveled to Germany, and fortunately for me too.
Was that your first time traveling out of the country?
Exactly. In fact, it was my first time of entering a plane. So yeah, so it was the first time I also, so it was really a great time for me. And I think the reason why I said it might not really be my sweetest memory in school, I will tell you why. When we came back from Germany and we sat for exam, I was fortunate to have made a 5.0 GPA that semester. Yeah, so
with the traveling to Germany and then coming back again to.
I'm telling you, we had about less than 3 weeks to prepare for exams, and so in fact, before we even went to Germany, we were so engaged in preparing, the visa and all sorts of things. So it was not that I was really in class, but when I came back, I realized that people probably mock me if I fail. When I have C, I consider it as a failure anyway. So I had to put in a lot of effort, and when the results came out, I had E's, my consider, and I had a 5.0, and that was the only time I had a 5.0 GPA. So I GPA rather. So I consider that the sweetest.
So that means that that semester is considered a sweet traveling out, and then
I'm telling you, see, I think it was my greatest time in school. Like that semester was really tough, but the outcome was.
So thank you so much for honoring our invitation to our podcast, Mr. Falabi. It's been a very nice moment talking with you, sharing your experience with us, and also letting us know what's next with you. Thank you so much for honoring the invitation.
It's a privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And that's the end of our Akurenshe podcast for today. Make sure you follow our podcast on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Audio Mac, and Spotify too. We have been talking with Mr. Falabi Alawode since morning. Thank you and have a wonderful day.